Strange thing, with Harry and Meghan, they changed their tune, as you know, so many times and so much. We've seen it, haven't we, now for so long, particularly with their deals that they did with the likes of Spotify and Better Up and things like that. Everything starts off as it's going to be great and, it's all going to be wonderful, and then it just peters out to nothing. It's interesting to note also that this great work that they were going to do, that we're all going to be so in awe of and everything. Remember the guy that said they run towards the troubles and everything? Well, I've not seen them running anywhere other than back to their Montecito mansion. But it's interesting to note that while, of course, His Majesty the King, alongside other senior members of the British monarchy, as we told you many times here on the show, have no intention of apologising publicly or privately back to Harry and Meghan. There's one sticking block that Harry and Meghan simply want, and it's this, as ever. Let me explain. Hi, how are you? You all right? Nice to see you. I'll give you, yes, we'll have a wave. It's nice greenery, isn't it, actually, behind me today? What, you prefer the green, shift out the way, you mean, Neil? I know. Do you understand these expressions? Yes, Yorkshire, shift out the way means move out the way. I thought I'd explain it to you. I know. It's quite windy, actually. Well, I like to share, you know what it's like, as ever though. Thank you for liking so many of our videos of late. It's so nice. And as I say, can't thank you enough for enjoying the one at the Queen's Gallery in Buckingham Palace, Holbein exhibition. I just love that lady. She was fabulous, wasn't she? Yeah, the enthusiasm was just wonderful. As I say, if you haven't seen it, do check it out. Back as ever though to your breaking royal story of the day. Now, as you know, earlier this year, well, bad things for Harry and Meghan, because quite frankly, they got booted out of Froggy Cottage. That's right, Frogmore Cottage on the Crown Estate at Windsor. Apparently this was one of the places where, Oprah Winfrey couldn't believe they were living in it. Beautiful gaff, millions spent on it, and then of course it's now left empty. This has set Meghan Markle absolutely fuming, because she just sees this as a massive oversight. Why on earth were they chucked out when of course they could have had some other things? You can see both points of view if you like it. And of course Meghan herself now feels that they've become baseless, homeless. They have no home back in her husband's home country, the United Kingdom. Not true, of course. His Majesty the King very gallantly offered them rooms whenever they need them with a month's notice at Buckingham Palace. Not good enough. Now, according to a very good source, basically what Harry and Meghan want is something very similar to akin as to what Angela Kelly got, the former confidant and dresser to our late and wonderful Her Majesty the Queen. If you recall, of course, she was asked to leave her grace and favour cottage on the estate at Windsor, but very graciously, His Majesty the King bought a property near her family just outside South Yorkshire. And that means that, Angela has somewhere to live for the remaining period of her life. Very nice gesture indeed. This apparently has set Meghan Markle's pot boiling. Why does a servant get that? Yes. And of course, the son being offered nothing but rooms as and when they can find the space with a month's notice. Now, you could take sides on either side, it depends which way you want to look at it. So what they're really looking for, and as ever we have to say allegedly, is something akin to what Angela Kelly's got. Why can His Majesty the King not find them a place, not necessarily on Crown Estate, for them to stay and live in? There's a problem with that, of course. That would come with security, and that's another ongoing battle, legally, royally, and of course alongside the Metropolitan Police. But now with the brand new Home Secretary in place, that's right, James Cleverly, how easy is it now for Prince Harry to try and push ahead with that particular remit? It is truly all a mess, but these are one of the things that Harry and Meghan feel they couldn't possibly return back to the UK as a united couple alongside their children unless they felt secure, and more importantly, with their own private home. As ever, it's a developing story. When I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.